22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway from Ford Field. This fielded right at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And simply put, for many, he's the gold standard for quarterbacks in today's NFL because of his ability to create, find the open man, use all the different arm angles that he has. He's a complete package, and boy, his team loves to play around him.
He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down. Opening carry of the game for Cordero Patterson. A limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. The perennial Pro Bowler Aaron Donald gets the sack. Here's the Chiefs punter now. And back deep, Cooper Kupp. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. So now the Lions go on offense in a great starting spot. And they're led out by the #1 overall pick back in the 2001 draft. He's been around a while. The lefty, Michael Vick.
And that's really good field position they were given. Now, nothing's a gimme. We know that. But I know his goal, have the field goal kicker just stay on the bench. They want to put it in the end zone and get 6 out of this one. If they don't, I think it'll feel like a disappointment.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Here we go now on 1st and goal. McCaffrey. He is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he takes this one again for a Lions touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Lions will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now here's Mahomes. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
It'll be a 39-yard punt. Give him a good 10 yards on the return. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Come on. Hey.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. It's a gain of 14 and a 1st down for Detroit. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Christian McCaffrey with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Lions go up by 2 touchdowns.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think, pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Now, before we get to our next drive, oh, my goodness, folks, the big one is coming. No, not the Super Bowl, but the $1 million Madden Bowl, the crown jewel of the Madden Championship Series. Our friend RG says you're not going to want to miss this one. It streams live January 30th, 31st, up through the final on February 1. Tune into the EA Madden NFL Twitch channel, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 on the West Coast, as we find out who is this year's best of the best. 2 minutes to play, 1st half. It's 14-0. Here's 2nd and 10. Mahomes going to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play. The force him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Now Mahomes. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now. Standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. Cup now on the return. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now 2nd and 3. Back to the ground, this time Lynch. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy 1st down conversion. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Now 2nd and 5.
McCaffrey running up the middle.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Vick operating on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Here's Michael Vick. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Ready, set.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. On play action, Vick.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Now here's Vick, being chased out left. And he takes this one in for the Lions touchdown. Michael Vick in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Lions will extend their lead here just before halftime. Well, fans of old school football, they got to be loving this partner. All 3 drives so far have ended in a touchdown, and all 3 on the ground.
And when you say fans of old school football, count me in, because you just don't see ground games dominate the scoring by pounding the rock like this anymore. To me, this is refreshing.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcoming everyone to our downtown Orlando studios in this EA Sports Halftime Report. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Lions offense now with the football first here to begin quarter number 3.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. And they've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
This 2nd and 4.
They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
91 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
This is McCaffrey on the give.
To about the 48-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On second down, McCaffrey. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory.
Well, praise has to go to the guys in the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And he is going to have the Lions first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. They'll try the middle with Lynch. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. Throwing, Vick. And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. And the Chiefs will take over here just shy of the 30. Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. Now they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
On the stop was Aaron Donald. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Aaron Donald able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now Mahomes got to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Andy Reid went for it, but it won't pan out. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. First down, the run with Lynch. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 42 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. They'll run with Lynch. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Marshawn Lynch taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Lions up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
Carlson down to add the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's all capped off by a Marshawn Lynch touchdown run. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Back to the air on second down. It's Mahomes. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Throwing is Mahomes on third. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes this 35-0 now. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Taken at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. And the Chiefs offense ready to go again. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now this one complete on the slant route, and he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Let's go ahead and put check marks by it all, partner. No points. Down by 4 touchdowns. Haven't had anything going today on offense. Why not add a late sack to the mix? Obviously a day to forget for all involved. Let's give plenty of credit to this defensive effort. They've been excellent from start to finish.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. But after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's got a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them, because just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And this returnable for Cup. Ooh, with a juke. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return, and the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late 4th quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
Well, they're going to throw it here with Vic. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield.
And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself.
Play action now. Vic steps away. And that is incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this will be caught. We'll forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the fourth, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
So not just a blowout win for them today, Charles, but a shutout blowout win as well. Clearly just a superior effort on both.
Just about time to rock as Toe gets ready to meet leather. And here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
So the Raiders backed up here to begin their first drive.
Now leading him out, a motivated rookie out of Kentucky. Fell to the early portion of the second round of the draft. It's Will Levis.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100 plus the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
Back to the air on second down, Levis. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities. They did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Levis on third down.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Las Vegas sending out their punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Taking on the midfield logo. Touchdown, Detroit!
Cooper Kupp,
49 yards.
and the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon.
Well, they were going to get excellent field position either way. They had pinned them deep, but that's even better.
So in other words, being comfortable with field position, that was going to be okay. But sometimes being greedy is the right way to go. And boy, they take it all the way back, put it in the end zone. A great way to get started for them.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Well, it's no secret. That's why they have him return punts. He has the capability to take them back, and he did so there. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. 2nd and 10. Levis to throw off play action. And he comes back with one complete. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you wonder, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Now a 2nd and 10. Levis to throw once more. They'll dump this complete to the bus. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caught it.
Levis in trouble. Down he goes. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Taken in at the 48. A solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So now the Lions go on offense in a great starting spot. Leading them out will be the 4-time Pro Bowler, the 2010 Comeback Player of the Year. At quarterback, it's the dynamic Michael Vick.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And the Raiders are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
1st and 10, it's Levis. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Off the play fake, Levis. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defensive credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
2nd down, here's Levis. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Lions are going to get the football here at their own 23. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So,
that's caught inside the 20. A big play there for Detroit. 62 yards. After 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And in for the Lions touchdown. Devontae Adams, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. On that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you get that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy two-play drive that time. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. So out come the Raiders. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Third down and 13. Now Levis. Aaron Donald just so strong they can't block him, but he records the sack. But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
If they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. And Detroit getting set to go now. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Touchdown! Cooper Kupp. He scored on a punt return, and now he's scored through the air. And the Lions take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that, because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league. But this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Levis out of the gun on 3rd down. Oh, and that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And take it right at the 35. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Detroit's offense ready to take over. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Ready.
Vick now. That'll be caught. It's caught. And in for the Lions touchdown. Michael Vick, his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Lions are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Well, it's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away. But this one might be over by halftime.
And since you've already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't mean to do it, but this game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This taken in at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
And the offense moving quickly to the line. Levis on 3rd and 1. That one complete to Bettis. And he is going to lose yardage here. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Take it at the 37. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 1st down, Vick. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. Now a timeout signal for him. They'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Cowboy 80.
Vick goes play action. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. The 4th touchdown pass of the game for Michael Vick. And the Lions would extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes this 35-0 now. 4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like the empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. On 1st and 10, here's Vick. Buying time to his left. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Here's Vick. Open man right side is caught, complete. Touchdown! 5 touchdown passes now for Michael Vick. And the Lions have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Carlson on for the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it ends with Cooper Kupp on the receiving end of the touchdown pass. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll be out right at the 35. A gain there of 21 yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Levis sets up to throw here. Washington's got it. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
A 2nd down throw from Levis. He gets that one complete to Wicks. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. And Levis going back to the air. And that'll be incomplete.
So it looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
So 2nd and 10 now here in the third quarter from Detroit. Running from the gun with Henry. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas 1st down. Play action now. Levis. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line is taking charge.
And he's going to go down again. Bradley Chubb, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down. Back now at Ford Field. The offense on third down, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be third and forever. Here's Levis. And that is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Fielded just inside the 20. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. Another shot now for this Lions offense. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Las Vegas's offense back out there ready to go. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Back to the air on 2nd down, Levis. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Levis on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process. Levis back to throw. That's complete to Wicks. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards. They'll throw it again with Levis. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. Throwing on 2nd and long. Levis throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, for the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback, and give him a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
Levis. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So since that last play got nothing, they'll go ahead and decline the penalty, and that forces a 4th down situation. Here's the Raiders punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now they're going to throw it here with Vic. Open man, it's the tight end Kelsey. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Vic operating on 1st down. His throw incomplete. Charles, they're still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity. It'll certainly help you come contract time.
A gain there of 21 yards. Off the play fake, Vic. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, I think it's pretty evident that any blowout isn't going to be big enough for them. They're already up 7 full touchdowns, and it's still not stopping them from throwing it deep downfield, taking their shots, trying to add more points.
That's caught downfield by Kittle. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Vic now. The same target, same result. It's Kittle. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Despite the late lead, Vic's going to throw. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over.